To talk about American foreign policy and world affairs. It's unclear if McCain will comment on his recent feud with Trump, but we'll make sure to let you know. And President Obama, he is in the Steel City, Pittsburgh, this noon, speaking to the Veterans of Foreign Wars National Convention. The president said he's made an urgent request to Congress to give the Department of Veterans Affairs the flexibility to move funding where it's needed most. He also defended the Iran nuclear deal and honored the 5 service members who were killed in the Chattanooga shooting. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating a public intoxication charge against an air traffic controller in Arkansas. The air traffic controller was found shirtless and passed out after a pilot received no response to repeated requests for clearance to taxi. Police said he showed signs of intoxication, but the man said he wasn't drunk and denied a breathalyzer. That man resigned over the weekend. World champion surfer Mick Fanning is back home in Australia this noon after his very close encounter with a shark over the weekend. The great white shark bit through the leash during the competition in South Africa, but left the 3-time surfing champion and the surfboard untouched. Fanning says he's still shaken up.
I'm doing okay though, I haven't got a scratch on me or, just sort of more of an emotional, mental sort of trauma right now.
Right after that close call, Fanning said his surfing days were over, but he's changed his tune and says he plans to get back out there eventually. We don't blame him for that. Well, some must-see video now, a dramatic rescue of a toddler trapped inside a hot car in Kansas. Video showing a store manager hitting a car window with a tire iron for about 3 minutes. The 2-year-old girl was locked inside and drenched in sweat. Thankfully, she was eventually rescued. A nurse who was luckily on the scene gave her medical care. Police ticketed a couple supposedly caring for the girl with child endangerment. I've always got to remember to either keep the kids at home, find a babysitter, or take them with you into the store or wherever you're running errands. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, the temperature can rise so quick.
Yeah.
Just makes your heart sick when you see things like that. But
absolutely.
People did the right thing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, we don't have the heat and humidity combination at the level we had yesterday and the day before. That's the good news. But it's still awfully muggy out there and very uncomfortable. So you're going to take precautions for the heat, but there is no heat advisory in effect. Let's take you to our weather bug camera in Aldie, Virginia at John Champ High School. We'll give you a time lapse past few hours. Look in the bottom left. We've been tracking this. They're building a home there, obviously, and every day there's something new. The Tyvek moisture barrier went up, and this morning it was roofing materials up there. So it's fun.
Look at that. We're
no rain.
The house.
Yeah, so they're making progress there. And the clouds are keeping the temperatures down. They're not keeping the humidity down, but they're keeping the temperatures down. So we'll take that. This is the last really uncomfortable day we're going to have for a while. Some showers on Doppler radar right now, but they're well to the southwest of the metro area. This initial batch, I think, will stay well south and west of the metro area. But with the cloud cover, I think we'll probably be in most areas upper 80s to lower 90s. It's 87 now, down a degree at noon at Reagan National, 91 in Richmond, 74 in Elkins. The farther northwest you go, a lot more pleasant. It's 81 in Columbus and Pittsburgh, but the air is turning less humid in that area, and that air mass is headed here. So here's what we have for you. Heat index right now in Richmond of 102. They're still in at 100. Greensville, North Carolina, feels like 93 in the nation's capital. But again, the farther north and west you go, the dew point temperatures are lower, so the heat index, the way it feels, is lower. It feels much more comfortable, and that's on the way. So here's the initial bunch of showers moving through our area now. We could certainly see 1 or 2 during the early to mid-afternoon, but this is the actual shower and storms developing ahead of the cold front. So we'll watch that swing. It may turn out that most of the storm activity is to our north. Really don't see much of a threat of anything severe. Don't really see a threat of that many storms. But if we're going to get anything from this line, it's probably going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight when the front comes through the area. Our futurecast helps us a little bit. It doesn't show any big line of storms through this evening at all, just a few scattered ones, but it does show the motion from the northwest with the cooler, drier air starting to work into the area as high pressure moves in. And as I said at the beginning of the newscast, I think you're going to like this forecast. Tomorrow, sunny, warm, seasonably so upper 80s, but less humid with the northwesterly wind. And for the next 7 days, we'll keep that theme through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures a couple degrees below average, lots of sun and comfortable humidity levels, but over the weekend, humidity starts to go back up. A hot and dry Saturday, some storms possible late Sunday afternoon and again on Monday. So 3 or 4 day break, I will take in a heartbeat. Thank you.
What goes down?
Eventually will.
Absolutely,
yep,
especially this time of year. All right, Doug, thank
Okay.
you. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, an alert for pet owners everywhere. The shocking video of a man stealing a dog right from a front yard, and the growing market for stolen animals.